Yo, what's good? It's your man, 100 grand, Ross with The Rock Never Stops. Yeah, we got to talk about these Detroit Pistons and how their lack of shooting is getting incredibly exposed in these last few games. I want to dive into that in this video. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button for me, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Let's just be clear. This Detroit Pistons team has a lot of promise. And one of the holes that we saw very early was going to be shooting. We all knew this, right? But we said, hey, look, if Cade can shoot, which he's been shooting, right? He's been hitting it at a really good clip. And if we thought Isaiah Stewart can, get to league average and maybe take about 4 to 5 a game. And, we kind of like pierced our eyes and was like, yeah, we could kind of see them getting away with it. The problem was we were trying to get away with it with only lacking Bojan Bogdanovic in that starting lineup. We did not count on Alec Burks being out. We did not count on the lack of defense and turnovers by Jaden Ivey, which minimized how many minutes we can play him. We did not count on the total lack of shooting from Killian Hayes, who literally just isn't taking shots. And when you factor in Asar Thompson being their best defender and needing to have him in that starting lineup and his lack of shooting, it becomes the type of situation that I believe is throwing Monty Williams' offensive schemes and system completely off. Remember, they inserted Killian Hayes into that starting lineup to add to the playmaking and facilitation of this team's offense so that they can get Cade Cunningham off the ball and have more opportunities for catch and shoot threes, which was to allow him to become a more deft shooter within this offense. And when he's off ball, it has done exactly that. The problem is Killian Hayes won't shoot the ball and is not knocking down the shots. Asar Thompson is not knocking down his shots. And even at times, which is really frustrating, Isaiah Stewart, whom I think he has been trying to transition his game into being a kind of a stretch forward who can also do some other things defensively and score on the interior and things of that nature. But the problem is that he's passing up wide open threes. And as one of the preferred three-point shooters within this starting lineup, that is a killer to this offense. If Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes and Asar Thompson are going to attack the rim, suck in the defense, and find him in the corner wide open, he cannot pause and not shoot the ball. He can't second guess it. And this is something I think he's going to figure out over time, and he's going to get more and more comfortable. Because remember, Isaiah Stewart's never been a stretch forward, a stretch big, right? He played center in college. He came into the league as a undersized center, right? He's never been that stretch guy, and it takes some time to get comfortable taking that many threes. I don't think he's ever taken 6, 7, 8 threes in a game before within the NBA, let alone just in a game period. I bet he never took 6, 7 threes in high school. And so now he's being asked to be this stretch player that's saying like, hey, as long as they keep leaving you open on the three-point line, you keep shooting it. And so that's probably one of the first things they're going to have to address. The second thing that I think they're going to have to contend with is saying like, look, if Killian Hayes is not going to shoot, you got to take him out. You got to take him out. Because his facilitation becomes minimized when he won't take shots or he's missing his shots. And then the defense begins to sag off of him and not come off of Cade Cunningham to create open looks for him. If that's going to be the case, then they've got to find another solution. Now, I did another video earlier about why I think Marcus Sasser needs to be in that starting lineup. Because personally, I think Marcus Sasser has shown some playmaking, has shown really high-level ball handling and ability to kind of have this shiftiness to get into the lane and create for himself and others. On top of that, he's always been known as a high-level volume shooter, scorer, and playmaker throughout his entire career. This is who he is. And so I think it would be a natural role for him to be in, which I believe he's already shown the propensity to be able to fulfill. And so that's something that I think needs to be explored more. Is let's see what Marcus Sasser can do. Now, I know they probably don't want to immediately take Killian Hayes out of the starting lineup because I think it might hurt his confidence some. But at the same time, He can't have a game where he ends it from the starting lineup with 0 points. That's absolutely unacceptable. And in year 4, we've seen it. We've had enough conversations. We've talked to him. We've had powwows. We've had coaches meetings. We put him into players only meetings. We've been able to talk to him one-to-one, trainers, assistant coaches. Look, he knows what it is. And so at this point, I'm a little bit less concerned about his feelings and more about this team figuring out how to find the balance in that starting lineup that they need in order to optimize the players that they know are going to be within their future, within that future core. And that's Cade, Duran, and Asar Thompson. And to an extent, Isaiah Stewart. And so until Bojan Bogdanovic gets back, and until Alec Burks gets back and is healthy and ready to go, they're going to have to figure this out. The other player that they may have to insert, just worst case scenario, might be Joe Harris. They may have to go ahead and put Joe Harris in that starting lineup because at least he's going to give you solid defense. He's not a defensive stopper by any means, but he knows where to be. He knows how to play defense and move his feet, be in the right position, not pick up bad fouls, do the rotations, and understand the scheme that the team is coming up with. On top of that, his three-point shooting, whether it's dropping or not, is understood and known to a point where teams have to respect him. They have to be there. They have to make sure they have a hand up, which is going to create openings for this offense. And as a result, I foresee this team being able to at least have a respectable offensive system within that starting lineup. Now, at the end of the day, I always want to know what you all think. Do you think the answer for improving the offensive shooting and the offensive efficiency within the starting lineup for the Detroit Pistons could be Marcus Sasser? Do you think it could be Joe Harris? Do you think we need to give Killian Hayes some more time? Shoot, do you even think it needs to be Jaden Ivey, right? Because he's been shooting lights out, even though he's been turning it over a lot and not playing really good defense. But it's to say that he's been giving better effort lately. I have to acknowledge that. And I think if he's just in score mode and not necessarily in facilitating mode, they can potentially cut down on those turnovers. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Holla at me, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And I'm going to get at y'all next time. Peace.